Question 1. A project manager is leading a new Agile project and needs to ensure the team members understand their collective responsibilities and how they will collaborate. Which of the following would be most effective in establishing team norms and expectations? A. Developing a detailed resource management plan. B. Facilitating a team-building exercise to establish ground rules. C. Conducting individual performance reviews with each team member. D. Assigning specific roles and responsibilities to each team member. Answer: B. Facilitating a team-building exercise to establish ground rules. Establishing ground rules through a team-building exercise is highly effective in the forming stage of team development, helping team members understand collective responsibilities and expectations for interaction. This process allows the team to collaboratively define how they will work together, resolve conflicts, and communicate, which are crucial for self-organizing Agile teams. For instance, the team might agree on norms like arrive on time for stand-ups or respect diverse opinions. Remember, a strong foundation of agreed-upon working norms significantly enhances team cohesion and performance. Question 2. During a project, conflicts arise frequently among team members, leading to missed deadlines and decreased morale. The project manager observes that team members often blame each other for issues. According to Tuckman's stages of team development, which stage is this team most likely experiencing? A. Forming. B. Storming. C. Norming. D. Performing. Answer: B. Storming. The storming stage in Tuckman's model is characterized by conflict, resistance to the project leader, and disagreements among team members regarding roles, responsibilities, and working methods. The frequent conflicts, blame, and decreased morale described in the question are clear indicators of a team struggling through this phase. For example, a team might argue about the best technical approach or how to handle a specific deliverable. Understanding this stage helps a project manager anticipate and proactively manage team dynamics to help them move forward. Question 3. A project manager has identified a need for specialized technical expertise for a critical task. The required skill set is not available within the current project team or the performing organization. What should the project manager consider as the next best step to acquire this resource? A. Reassigning existing team members to new roles and providing cross-training. B. Outsourcing the specific task to an external vendor or contractor. C. Negotiating with functional managers for an internal resource transfer. D. Revising the project scope to eliminate the need for the specialized task. Answer: B. Outsourcing the specific task to an external vendor or contractor. When specialized expertise is needed and is not available internally, outsourcing the task to an external vendor or contractor is a common and often efficient approach for acquiring the necessary resources. This allows the project to benefit from external specialized skills without needing to develop them in-house, which can be time-consuming and costly. For example, a software project might hire a specialist consultant for a complex database migration if no internal expert exists. Consider external acquisition when internal resource constraints or expertise gaps are significant. Question 4. A project manager is leading a globally distributed team. What is one of the most effective strategies to foster team cohesion and trust among members who rarely meet face-to-face? A. Relying solely on asynchronous communication methods like email and shared documents. B. Increasing formal performance reviews to ensure accountability. C. Scheduling regular virtual team-building activities and using video conferencing. D. Implementing strict individual reporting requirements for all tasks. Answer: C. Scheduling regular virtual team-building activities and using video conferencing. For globally distributed teams, fostering cohesion and trust requires intentional effort to overcome geographical and cultural barriers. Regularly scheduled virtual team-building activities, such as online games or informal virtual coffee breaks, combined with video conferencing, help team members connect on a more personal level, mimicking some of the benefits of face-to-face interaction. For instance, a team might use video conferencing for daily stand-ups to see each other's faces and build rapport. Remember that visible communication and opportunities for informal interaction are crucial for virtual team success. Question 5. In an Agile project, the team is self-organizing. What is the primary role of the project manager, or Scrum Master, in developing the team in such an environment? A. To assign tasks to individual team members to optimize resource utilization. B. To directly resolve all technical impediments encountered by the team. C. To facilitate the team's growth, remove impediments, and coach them in Agile practices. D. To conduct detailed performance appraisals for each team member. Answer: C. To facilitate the team's growth, remove impediments, and coach them in Agile practices. In an Agile, self-organizing team, the project manager, often acting as a Scrum Master, shifts from a directive role to a servant leadership role. Their primary responsibility is to facilitate the team's ability to self-organize, remove any impediments that hinder their progress, and coach them on Agile principles and practices, rather than dictating tasks or directly solving technical problems. For example, if a team member is struggling with a new tool, the Scrum Master might facilitate training or connect them with an expert. Focus on enabling the team, not controlling it. Question 6. A project team has recently completed a challenging deliverable ahead of schedule and under budget due to exceptional collaboration. What action should the project manager prioritize to reinforce this positive behavior and motivate the team? A. Documenting the team's performance for future reference in the project archives. B. Providing formal written performance feedback to each individual team member. C. Publicly recognizing the team's achievement and celebrating their success. D. Assigning the team to an even more challenging project immediately. Answer: C. Publicly recognizing the team's achievement and celebrating their success. Public recognition and celebration are powerful motivators and help reinforce positive behaviors, especially exceptional team collaboration and success. This approach acknowledges the team's hard work and makes them feel valued, encouraging continued high performance. For example, the project manager could host a small team celebration, send an appreciative email to stakeholders, or present a certificate of appreciation. Remember, timely and public recognition is often more impactful than monetary rewards alone for team motivation. Question 7. A new project team member has joined a well-established project. The project manager wants to quickly integrate this new member and ensure they understand the team's expectations and working agreements. Which document would be most helpful for the new team member to review? A. The project management plan. B. The communications management plan. C. The project team charter. D. The risk register. Answer: C. The project team charter. The project team charter is a document created early in the project life cycle, often collaboratively by the team, that establishes team values, ground rules, communication guidelines, and decision-making processes. It serves as a foundational document for how the team will operate and interact, making it ideal for quickly integrating a new member into established team norms. For instance, the charter might state that all conflicts will be discussed openly in daily stand-ups. Providing this document helps new members quickly align with the team's established way of working. Question 8. The project team has reached a stage where they are highly interdependent, solving problems collaboratively, and consistently delivering high-quality work. According to Tuckman's stages of team development, which stage best describes this team? A. Forming. B. Storming. C. Norming. D. Performing. Answer: D. Performing. The performing stage is the pinnacle of team development according to Tuckman's model, characterized by a highly functional, interdependent team that is focused on achieving project goals efficiently and effectively. At this stage, conflicts are resolved constructively, and team members are supportive, collaborative, and self-sufficient. For example, a performing team might proactively identify and resolve technical issues without needing the project manager's direct intervention. Strive to guide your teams to this high productivity stage where they truly excel. Question 9. A project manager observes that a team member is consistently underperforming despite receiving training and feedback. The team member also frequently misses deadlines and seems disengaged. What should the project manager do first in this situation? A. Replace the team member immediately to avoid further delays. B. Escalate the issue to senior management for disciplinary action. C. Have a private, direct conversation with the team member to understand the root cause. D. Increase the workload of other team members to compensate for the underperformance. Answer: C. Have a private, direct conversation with the team member to understand the root cause. The first step in addressing team member underperformance is always to have a private, direct conversation with the individual to understand the underlying issues. There could be various reasons for underperformance, such as personal problems, lack of clarity on expectations, or skill gaps, and a direct conversation can uncover these root causes. For instance, the project manager might learn that the team member is struggling with a new software tool or facing personal challenges. Approach such situations with empathy and a desire to understand before taking any further action. Question 10. A project manager is planning to build a virtual team for an upcoming project. What is a key challenge associated with virtual teams that the project manager must proactively address? A. Increased costs due to frequent travel and co-location expenses. B. Difficulty in sharing project documents and information. C. Challenges in building trust and maintaining effective communication. D. Reduced access to a diverse pool of specialized skills. Answer: C. Challenges in building trust and maintaining effective communication. A primary challenge with virtual teams is the difficulty in building trust and maintaining effective communication, as team members lack the informal interactions and nonverbal cues present in co-located environments. Without shared physical space, it can be harder for team members to form personal connections and rely on each other. For example, misunderstandings can arise more easily in text-based communication than in face-to-face discussions. Proactive strategies, such as regular video calls and virtual team building, are essential to mitigate these issues. Question 11. The project manager needs to ensure that the project team is equipped with the necessary skills for a new technology being introduced. What is the most effective approach for developing the team's competencies in this area? A. Reassigning all tasks requiring the new technology to external consultants. B. Sending all team members to a generic, off-site training program. C. Providing targeted training and coaching tailored to the team's specific needs. D. Relying on self-study and online documentation for knowledge acquisition. Answer: C. Providing targeted training and coaching tailored to the team's specific needs. The most effective way to develop a team's competencies is through targeted training and coaching that is specifically tailored to their identified skill gaps and the project's requirements. This approach ensures that the learning is relevant and directly applicable, maximizing the return on the development investment. For instance, if the team needs to use a new project management software, specific training on its features and integration with their workflow would be more beneficial than a generic course. Investing in relevant, Focused development enhances team capabilities and overall project performance. Question 12. During the execution phase, a project manager identifies that a team member is consistently providing excellent results and actively helps other team members. How should the project manager best leverage this situation for the benefit of the team? A. Increase the workload for this high-performing team member. B. Publicly acknowledge their contributions and consider them for a mentoring role. C. Assign them only the most critical and complex tasks to ensure success. D. Instruct other team members to seek help only from this individual. Answer: B. Publicly acknowledge their contributions and consider them for a mentoring role. Publicly acknowledging high-performing team members and considering them for mentoring roles are excellent ways to leverage their strengths for the entire team's benefit. This not only motivates the individual through recognition but also fosters a culture of knowledge sharing and mutual support within the team. For example, a highly skilled coder could mentor junior developers, raising the overall team's technical proficiency. Empowering and recognizing your top performers can significantly boost team morale and capability. Question 13. A project manager is assembling a team for a complex project with high uncertainty. Which characteristic is most desirable for team members in such an environment? A. Highly specialized in a single technical area. B. Preference for strict adherence to established processes. C. Adaptability and willingness to learn new skills. D. Strong individual contributors who prefer working independently. Answer: C. Adaptability and willingness to learn new skills. For complex projects with high uncertainty, team members who are adaptable and willing to learn new skills are highly desirable. Such projects often encounter evolving requirements and unforeseen challenges, requiring the team to pivot and acquire new competencies quickly. For instance, in an innovative software development project, team members might need to quickly learn a new programming language or framework. Cultivating a growth mindset within your team is vital for navigating uncertainty and complexity. Question 14. A conflict has arisen between two key team members regarding the ownership of a critical task. Both believe it falls within their responsibility. What is the most appropriate conflict resolution technique for the project manager to use in this situation? A. Smoothing/accommodating, where one party gives in to the other. B. Forcing/directing, where the project manager dictates the solution. C. Collaborating/problem solving, where both parties work together to find a mutually acceptable solution. D. Withdrawing/avoiding, where the project manager ignores the conflict hoping it resolves itself. Answer: C. Collaborating/problem solving, where both parties work together to find a mutually acceptable solution. Collaborating, also known as problem solving, is generally the most effective conflict resolution technique, especially when dealing with important issues and interdependent parties. It involves both parties openly discussing their differences and working together to find a solution that satisfies everyone's concerns, leading to a win-win outcome. For example, the project manager might facilitate a discussion where the team members define clear boundaries for their roles to prevent future overlaps. Aim for collaborative solutions to build stronger team relationships and better project outcomes. Question 15. The project team members frequently complain about feeling unmotivated and lacking a sense of purpose. The project manager realizes that the team's contributions are not regularly acknowledged. What motivational theory is most relevant here? A. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. B. Herzberg's two-factor theory. C. McClelland's theory of needs. D. McGregor's theory X and theory Y. Answer: B. Herzberg's two-factor theory. Herzberg's two-factor theory distinguishes between hygiene factors, like salary and working conditions, which prevent dissatisfaction, and motivators, like recognition, achievement, and responsibility, which actively promote satisfaction and motivation. The team's lack of motivation due to unacknowledged contributions directly relates to the absence of motivators as described by Herzberg. For instance, while a good salary might prevent dissatisfaction, it's the recognition for a job well done that truly motivates a team. Understanding motivators is key to fostering a highly engaged project team. Question 16. A project manager is facing resource constraints and needs to secure a highly skilled expert for a short duration. The expert is employed by another department within the same organization. Which resource acquisition strategy is most applicable here? A. Pre-assignment. B. Virtual team acquisition. C. Negotiation with functional managers. D. Outsourcing. Answer: C. Negotiation with functional managers. When a project manager needs to acquire a resource from another department within the same organization, the most applicable strategy is often negotiation with the functional manager who controls that resource. This involves discussing the project's needs, the resource's availability, and the terms of their assignment to the project. For example, a project manager might negotiate for an IT expert to work on a specific system integration task for 2 weeks. Effective negotiation skills are critical for securing shared or constrained internal resources. Question 17. The project manager wants to conduct a team-building activity that specifically focuses on improving communication and trust among a newly formed team. Which activity would be most suitable? A. A competitive sports day with winning prizes. B. A workshop on individual project management best practices. C. A structured problem-solving exercise requiring interdependent contributions. D. A formal presentation on project risks and mitigation strategies. Answer: C. A structured problem-solving exercise requiring interdependent contributions. A structured problem-solving exercise that requires interdependent contributions is highly suitable for improving communication and trust in a newly formed team. Such an activity forces team members to collaborate, share information, and rely on each other to achieve a common goal, directly addressing communication and trust. For instance, a simulated project scenario where each team member holds a piece of critical information fosters reliance and direct communication. Team-building activities should always have a clear purpose tied to improving team dynamics. Question 18. A project manager is working on a long-term project. To maintain team morale and prevent burnout, what ongoing action is crucial for the project manager to perform? A. Assigning additional individual tasks to high-performing team members. B. Limiting all non-essential communication to only formal meetings. C. Regularly monitoring team workload, recognizing achievements, and providing growth opportunities. D. Strictly adhering to the initial project schedule without any flexibility. Answer: C. Regularly monitoring team workload, recognizing achievements, and providing growth opportunities. To maintain team morale and prevent burnout on long-term projects, a project manager must continuously monitor team workload, ensure achievements are recognized, and provide opportunities for growth. This holistic approach addresses both the physical and psychological well-being of the team, fostering a sustainable pace and a sense of value. For example, the project manager might identify a team member's interest in a new skill and provide access to relevant training. Prioritize your team's well-being to ensure long-term productivity and engagement. Question 19. An Agile project team is struggling with frequent changes in requirements and lack of clarity on priorities from the product owner. The project manager, Scrum Master, needs to build the team's ability to adapt and manage these changes. What is the best approach? A. Insist on a fixed scope at the beginning of each sprint. B. shield the team from all external communication and requirement changes. C. Facilitate discussions to improve communication channels with the product owner and embrace iterative planning. D. Assign a dedicated business analyst to document all changes rigorously. Answer: C. Facilitate discussions to improve communication channels with the product owner and embrace iterative planning. In Agile environments, managing frequent changes requires improving communication and embracing iterative planning rather than trying to fix scope or shield the team. The project manager, Scrum Master, should facilitate discussions between the team and the product owner to ensure clarity, refine backlog items, and adapt to evolving priorities effectively. For example, encouraging the team and product owner to co-create user stories and prioritize regularly improves understanding and responsiveness. Embracing change through continuous communication and adaptation is central to Agile success. Question 20. The project manager is forming a new team. To ensure effective project execution and minimal conflict, the project manager should consider which of the following when selecting team members. A. Only individuals with the highest technical expertise in their respective fields. B. Individuals who are readily available, regardless of their skill set. C. A balance of necessary technical skills, interpersonal skills, and cultural fit. D. Team members who have previously worked together on another project. Answer: C. A balance of necessary technical skills, interpersonal skills, and cultural fit. When building a project team, selecting individuals with a balance of necessary technical skills, strong interpersonal skills, and a good cultural fit is crucial for effective execution and minimizing conflict. While technical expertise is important, the ability to communicate, collaborate, and adapt to the team's dynamics significantly impacts overall project success. For example, a highly skilled individual who cannot collaborate well might disrupt team harmony more than their technical skills can compensate for. Look beyond just technical prowess when assembling your team. Question 21. A project manager notices that two team members frequently engage in heated debates during meetings, causing discomfort and distracting others. The project manager wants to address this behavior constructively without stifling healthy discussion. What action is most appropriate? A. Ignore the debates, assuming they will eventually resolve themselves. B. Remove both team members from the project team. C. Mediate a private discussion between the two team members to establish ground rules for respectful debate. D. Publicly admonish them during the next team meeting to set an example. Answer: C. Mediate a private discussion between the two team members to establish ground rules for respectful debate. When debates become heated and disruptive, the most appropriate action is to mediate a private discussion between the involved team members to establish ground rules for respectful debate. This approach addresses the behavior directly and constructively, allowing the individuals to air their concerns while setting boundaries for future interactions, preserving team harmony. For example, the project manager could help them agree on rules like no interrupting or focus on the idea, not the person. Remember, constructive conflict resolution strengthens the team. Question 22. A project team is highly successful and has achieved a major milestone. The project manager wants to use this momentum to further develop the team. What is the most effective next step? A. Disband the team and reassign members to new projects to spread expertise. B. Encourage the team to mentor junior project managers within the organization. C. Provide the team with new, challenging opportunities that align with their strengths and growth areas. D. Reduce their workload significantly as a reward for their hard work. Answer: C. Provide the team with new, challenging opportunities that align with their strengths and growth areas. Providing the team with new, challenging opportunities that align with their strengths and growth areas is an excellent way to capitalize on positive momentum and further develop a high-performing team. This approach keeps the team engaged, allows them to apply and expand their skills, and prevents stagnation, contributing to continued high performance. For example, a team that excelled at a software integration project could be given a more complex integration involving a new technology. Always look for ways to continuously develop your team's capabilities. Question 23. A project manager is using a resource calendar for an upcoming project. What is the primary purpose of a resource calendar in the context of building and managing a project team? A. To track the project's financial expenses and budget. B. To document team members' individual performance metrics. C. To identify the availability of specific human resources, including their skills and working times. D. To record project risks and their corresponding mitigation plans. Answer: C. To identify the availability of specific human resources, including their skills and working times. A resource calendar is a key tool in resource management that primarily identifies the working days, shifts, and availability of specific human resources, along with their skills and competencies. It's crucial for planning when and how team members can be assigned to tasks, ensuring that the right people are available at the right time for project activities. For instance, it might show that a particular engineer is available full-time for the next 3 months but is on vacation for 2 weeks in July. Use resource calendars to optimize team scheduling and avoid overallocation. Question 24. A project manager needs to promote cross-functional collaboration and knowledge sharing within a project team, especially in an agile environment. Which of the following is an effective practice to encourage this? A. Strictly define individual roles and prohibit team members from working on tasks outside their expertise. B. Implement a bonus system based solely on individual task completion rates. C. Facilitate regular knowledge-sharing sessions, pair programming, or cross-training initiatives. D. Centralize all decision-making with the project manager to ensure consistency. Answer: C. Facilitate regular knowledge-sharing sessions, pair programming, or cross-training initiatives. To promote cross-functional collaboration and knowledge-sharing, especially in an agile environment, effective practices include facilitating regular knowledge-sharing sessions, pair programming, or cross-training initiatives. These activities encourage team members to learn from each other, understand different functional perspectives, and develop a broader skill set, enhancing the team's overall adaptability and resilience. For example, a front-end developer could pair program with a back-end developer to better understand system integration. Foster an environment where learning and sharing are continuous. Question 25. A project manager observes that team members often hesitate to contribute ideas or raise concerns during team meetings, even though they are highly skilled. What might be a contributing factor to this behavior, and what action could help? A. The team is in the performing stage. The project manager should reduce meeting frequency. B. The team lacks autonomy. The project manager should assign more individual tasks. C. There might be a lack of psychological safety. The project manager should create an environment where failure is seen as a learning opportunity. D. Team members are overskilled. The project manager should introduce more complex technical challenges. Answer: C. There might be a lack of psychological safety. The project manager should create an environment where failure is seen as a learning opportunity. When highly skilled team members hesitate to contribute, it often indicates a lack of psychological safety within the team environment. Psychological safety is the belief that one can speak up, share ideas, or admit mistakes without fear of negative consequences. To address this, the project manager should actively foster an environment where failure is reframed as a learning opportunity, encouraging open dialogue and experimentation. For example, Celebrating lessons learned from mistakes can signal that it's safe to take risks and be vulnerable. Prioritizing psychological safety builds a more innovative and resilient team.